Doing this jerk chicken on your grill outside, you just want to lay it down, and as you go along, let it slow. Don't put too much fire at first, and then as soon as it's at the finishing, you want to maybe pump up the heat a little so that you get a nice crispy coating over the chicken. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put this in the oven because in the winter time, I don't have the access to using the grill, so I have to have my jerk chicken. So I'm making sure I make it in the oven today. Now let me clean my hand, get this area cleaned up for my next. Okay. The next thing I'm going to be making is my Caribbean coleslaw. And people have different ways of making coleslaw. Some people like to make their coleslaw with just mayonnaise and the cabbage and the carrots. But for me, my coleslaw has to have a little extra spin to it. So I'm going to show you how to make my coleslaw. This is Michele's Island Coleslaw. I'm going to use carrots, and this is how I like to use my box grater. You just get a nice box grater like this, and you grate the carrot because you get the right size carrot slivers. I'm not going to do all this. The next thing I want to show you is how to cut a really nice thin sliver of cabbage. And again, for those of you who don't have the time to do this stuff, then or don't have the nice skill, because you want to make it really fine. My grandma used to say, make it really fine that you can string a needle with it. So I'm trying to do it as fine as possible, because the finer you make it is the better it is. So here, in the stores you get it, but it's not as fine as the way I cut it. The next thing, I'm using 2-color cabbage. I'm going to be using a purple cabbage, which is good color contrast here. So I'm using my purple cabbage, and I'm trying to get it just as fine as I had that white cabbage. And you see you have a great color combination here. Now I have some that I cut before, and I have my purple cabbage, I have this beautiful orange carrot, and I have my white cabbage. And that's color that will make your salad look beautiful. And like the Caribbean, we like color. We like it beautiful. So I'm mixing it up, playing with my food here a little. Now you see you have this variegated color here. I'm going to be adding a little extra to my coleslaw today. I'm going to add some raisins. I like golden raisins because I think the color is beautiful. The next thing I'm going to add is a little bit of sugar. And you're going to add a little vinegar to it. The next thing I'm going to add is my mayo. I like a lot of mayonnaise. I think coleslaw should be really moist, and I like to make it ahead of time if I'm going to have a party. I make sure that I add, and I'm not going to leave out my nutmeg. I like a little bit of nutmeg in there. I have a little bit of coconut, flaked coconut, that I'm just going to sprinkle on top there. You can add more if you like. Now you have coconut, you have raisins, you have carrots, you have cabbage. Pretty healthy. And then that little vinegar would just kind of give it a nice little zing. So here's my coleslaw. Now this, I'm going to chill this down until my chicken is ready. And then I'm going to serve it up with some hot rolls. In Jamaica, we have the best hardo bread, and that's what you get when you go to Jamaica. A nice slice of hardo bread and some jerk chicken with some beautiful Scotch bonnet pepper cut on top of it. And then you're in island style. And you just want to wash that down with some cold beer, maybe some cold red stripe beer or something like that. And for those of you like coconut water, that's a good thing to have it with also. Anyway, I'd just like to thank my sponsors again. I want to say thank you to our sponsors, Pineapple Gourmet. I want to thank also the H Mart supermarket for all this wonderful produce that we have here. And we'll be right back with the finished jerk chicken and coleslaw. Welcome back to Michelle's Island Kitchen. I'd like to thank our sponsors again, Pineapple Gourmet LLC, a tropical internet marketplace at www.pineapplegourmet, telephone number 703-250-3350, and also H Mart, global supermarket at www.hmart.com, 8103 Lee Highway in Falls Church, Virginia, and their telephone number is 703-573-6300. And H Mart is these beautiful, wonderful ethnic vegetables. You can get your pineapples, your banana, your oranges, and they have wonderful coconut and mangoes. I mean, it's a wonderful place to do your shopping. And today also we have some wonderful paintings in our studio. We have some shrimp on this side, and we have some crabs on this side, and the artist is Cindy Packard Richmond, and she's at the Torpedo Factory, and her number is 703-864-1967. And we're going to be going back here to finish up what we were making, our Caribbean coleslaw. And as I said, this is something that I love, and I see it all over the place, but I don't think there's any coleslaw as good as this one, with the flavor of coconut and raisins and that beautiful sauce of vinegar and mayonnaise. It's beautiful, it's delicious, and it's colorful. And this is something you want to have during the summer. I find I don't like to eat a lot of rice during the summer, so I make a lot of salads. And this is one of my favorite salads to make. And if you like, you can add some walnuts or macadamia nuts. You can even add some pineapple to it. I've done it with pineapple, but today I'm just going to serve this up with my chicken. And also, I have here a beautiful pineapple chutney. It's actually a jerk pineapple chutney, and this is a great accompaniment to have with chicken. And I'm going to cut into the chicken to see if it's done. Yeah, this is what you want to look for. You make sure that all that pink is out of your chicken. And a lot of people sometimes when they try to cook chicken on the barbecue grill, they rush, and you find when you cut into it, it's pink. You want to make sure you cook it really, really slow, so that you can get rid of all of that, make sure that the meat is cooked properly. And slow cooking is the best way to do it. And also about jerk chicken is always remember that if you're using the fresh pepper, you get the best flavor. And I use the pepper a lot when I'm making escovitch fish, pork, and this is something that I use to bake pickles also. It's an easy way to preserve your Scotch bonnet pepper, because when you go to the store to buy it, you're going to get like a whole big tray of peppers, and before you know it, it goes really bad. So what you might want to do is wash your peppers, dry them really good, or you could put them in a Ziploc bag and freeze them, or you could cut it up with some onions, some sweet peppers, some lemon, and store it in a bottle with some vinegar, and that is the way I preserve most of my Scotch bonnet pepper, because it's seasonal. In the wintertime, you might not be able to find your Scotch bonnet peppers. So let me see what the flavor is like here. This is the coleslaw. Okay, I'm going to have a little bit of this and see what it tastes like. Very delicious. It's crunchy. And you have that sweet flavor of the coconut. You have the raisins. And I'm going to try our chicken. I'm going to have some dark meat. Okay. I'm going to add some of this chutney to it too. So now I have that sweet flavor with a little pepper. This is delicious. This is something that you can have in the morning with rolls, or you could have it with